Hello, everybody. Thank you for being here. I'm Mandy, Bitar, and Andrew Smith, as mentioned. We are both engineers at Rangle.io. For those of you who already know Wrangle, we are the North America's leading JavaScript experts, but we are actually more than that as well. We partner with our clients in digital evolution. What this means is we help them define their challenges, help them choose their technology, apply strategy, design creatively, as well as ship software as fast as possible to market. Lean Agile is at the core of what we do. At Wrangle, we're passionate about creating the right thing from the beginning, testing it, improving it continuously.
So as most of you in this room know, digital isn't just about great ideas, it's actually about an execution plan, right? And all of you, as well as all of us, need to make sure that that plan works and that we're the ones that support it in the end. So how we partner with our clients varies depending on what the problem is, what you guys are seeing, and the challenges that you're facing. However, technology and innovation is not a one-size-fits-all problem. Our DNA is deeply rooted in delivery. We have been sponsoring this conference since the beginning. We've definitely come from Angular blood. And we want to make sure that we're empowering your teams and forging that path together. As Mandy said, we were founded on continuous delivery, lean agile principles, and a relentless focus on quality to make sure that you and your teams are actually getting that product that you want out the door, not just quickly, but also in a good, maintainable fashion for times to come. We've been around for over 5 years. And we've worked with some really amazing folks to truly enable their technical capabilities and realize their digital aspirations. Working from proof of concept through MVP through commercialization for each product that you need to deal with. And they've been able to transform their teams and their businesses while having a best-in-class technical foundation to keep that transformation going. But enough about us. We're actually here to talk about something completely different, which is Angular Augury.
So how many of you have heard of Augury? How many of you have used it?
Nice.
Okay, that's good. So Augury is an open source project that started in 2015 at Rangle in collaboration with the Google team. It serves as a visualization tool to help you see what's happening in your application at runtime. So the state of the application, how the information is flowing, and that helps you for better performance in your application and to optimize it.
So just some of the benefits of Augury is you can get better visibility into your component relationships, into your dependency hierarchy, into your change detection strategy, your router structure, your component state, and a whole bunch more. It's really hard sometimes when we're now building really large Angular applications at scale to keep all of this in your head, right? You're starting off and it's like, oh yeah, I've totally got the whole thing, it's right here. And you come back a month later, you're like, oh, right, what did I do with that router thing again? Why is this component interacting with this other one in a weird way? Augury's here to help. So if you've never used Augury before, it's been a while. We've got a couple of screenshots from some of the DevTool features. This one here is our component panel, where you can actually view your component tree. You can inspect the properties of each one and shed some light on where your services are actually being plugged in. So this isn't something that you can just kind of get out of the Chrome DevTools. This is very Angular specific. It's also a great place to be able to manipulate inputs and outputs. So if you want to be able to kind of live debug something and you've got a fairly stateless component and you just want to kind of add in a new input or trigger a new output and see what the application does in real time, then you can actually do that. It's great for debugging and understanding. We've also found that this is actually a really great tool for folks as they're doing training, which was not an original intention, but definitely something that came out as a side effect of just being able to understand that mental model of what's happening within your application. And of course, having an information about your router tree. One of the simple tenets of SPAs is to keep a bunch of state in your route. And so it's important to understand all of those moving parts and help keep track of it all. But that's just a recap of what's already out there.
So yeah, a bunch of things have been updated and improved in the last few months. So Augury before was only a Chrome extension. Now it's Firefox supported. It has improved element highlighter inspection as well. We just published a canary build on the Chrome store. We have fixed a lot of bugs that were open through the community, and it is compatible with Angular 7.
So that's what we've got already. Now we're going to talk a bit about what we've had cooking back at home with the team, and we're actually really excited about this. You know, the Angular community has come a long way. We're well beyond the basics now. We've seen that not only just with our own clients, but in conferences as well. A lot of the requests and what you'll see over the next couple of days is, okay, great, I got hello world. What's the more advanced part of this application? I've got something, but now it's in production, and now I've got problems, and how do I actually fix those things? So our team started to wonder, what's next? What problems are you guys facing today, and how can we help? And we've been able to look not only at industry trends, but at the at our many clients, and even just the 150 developers that we've got in shop, and they're just pooling their brains and what's the problems that you're seeing day to day. And we've been able to come up with something really exciting. So today we're introducing our newest version of Augury that we've been cooking up inside of Augury Labs. This is in order to solve more complex problems. So the existing browser extension is fantastic for getting a good overview of your app, but if you really want to be able to dig deep inside of what's going on in your code, that's a little bit harder to do from a browser interface. So we've actually rewritten the core of Augury from the ground up to create an extensible instrumentation framework. This is no longer a browser-based extension, but something that's installable via NPM, and you can actually integrate directly into your CLI setup. So it's a new plugin-based architecture. You can run your instrumentation only when needed. It's actually a separate entry point into your app, so we're also making sure that we're not shipping instrumentation code to production, because that would slow things down. Understanding when zone tasks occur, right? All of change detection is hooked off of zone. You need to be able to see what's going on in order to really figure out what's happening with change detection. Why is this interaction being slow? And also to be able to visualize components when they are created and destroyed within each change detection run. This is going to work across all browsers because it is just an installable thing. So as opposed to just Chrome and Firefox, we do actually look at, okay, maybe we can actually get this into IE, because that's still a thing that we need to all manage. So this all culminates in a pretty amazing performance profiler that can get to the heart of critical issues in a faster and simpler way.
So for the performance profiler, I'm going to give an example. It's easier to go through that. Let's say you are working on an application and you notice that there's something slow. It could be a button click. So what happens is you fire on the tool, and it's going to show you a timeline, basically. That timeline is recording every activity you're doing on that page. So on that timeline, you can zoom in on when you click the button and actually see what happened during that time. It could be a link behind the button click, what actions have been triggered, and the component tree, the full component tree later on after the Angular instability phase. On that timeline, you're seeing 3 metrics, which is zone.js, the Angular stability period, as well as change detection. You might be asking why not just use the regular DevTools. So if most of you have used the regular DevTool, you know how tedious it is to go through lines and lines and lines of code just to get access to that core information that you require. Augury is tailored specifically to Angular, which means it's bringing you the information you need at your fingertips.
So that's what we've got today. Our next steps is, first of all, the browser extensions will continue to be maintained. We won't necessarily be adding a lot more new features in there, but we will make sure that they are supported from here on, because they are a fantastic tool. We need to be able to create an ng-add schematic for simple installs. We are right now just kind of in the beta phase, so we're still adding some things in there. We've got some good functionality. So being able to just simply install, even though the process is fairly easy, and if you're doing it manually, adding those schematics are fantastic. We want to be able to, we're obviously going to be responding to community feedback, so we want to be able to hear from all of you. Does this make sense? Is it actually something that you're finding useful? Is there some tweak that would actually make this more, give you more benefit in the end of the day? We're also going to be exploring new use cases that this plugin architecture provides us, such as actually integrating some of the old Angular, the Augury functionality into the new architecture, but also something that we were playing around with, which is there's a lot of talk around performance budgeting around applications and how do you actually enforce that. It's a bit of a hard thing to make sure that whatever you've just changed in your code doesn't suddenly slow down your site and you don't find that out at 2 in the morning when you get the pager call. Instead, how can we add budget enforcement into your CI pipeline? So that's something we're playing around with as well. But we do need your help. The team has done a fantastic job at putting this stuff together, but any good product can't live in a vacuum. We want to make sure that we're spending our time creating features that are actually making your lives easier. In the name of good open source software, this is for the community, by the community. So we want to make this yours. Whether it's usage questions, new ideas, bug reports, pull requests, let's kind of help each other live a little bit simpler days and be able to remove the pain of application debugging. You can get access to the beta today. It's available online on GitHub. There are extensive getting started instructions in there. Please do provide feedback in the issues. If there's one thing that the team at home keeps telling me to make sure, it's like we need to understand what you want. So please come. We've got lots of folks that are wanting to help you out. If you'd love to get more information or see it in action, we have a booth just outside of this door. Please come by, say hello during the conference. We've also got fantastic baristas and coffee, so if you need a little bit of a caffeine boost, come on over our way as well. That'll be open for the whole time. Other than that, have a great conference, and we hope to see you around.
Thank you.